What kind of move are we going to learn, Lou?
Hello Leah, in this new video we're going to learn the different handle we can use to dribble the opponent to change of direction. Then we will talk about the way to make a layup, which is a kind of finishing of double step. And finally, we will learn you to make a choice quickly in different situations.
This video of us show you how to do this move and some game principle. To begin, Lou will present you a first handle that is the crossover behind the back.
One of the first things that comes to mind is that we have to make the dribble very strongly and quickly to pass the opponent. First of all, I will tell you about the first step to master this gesture to perfection. You have to dribble very strong to the ground to give impetus to your ball. Then you have to push the ball from your right hand to your left hand. So let's have a look at this now. To push the ball correctly, you have to pass the ball under your knees and behind your back with the maximum amplitude possible. This basically means that you have to be very speed and strong on the ball. To finish, you have to accelerate to the basket once the ball is in your left hand. What is striking is that you have to push your ball very hard forward. What is particularly difficult about this is that you have to put your dribble just under your buttocks to retrieve the ball just right in your hand. Then let's have a look at this now. The handle between the legs is very important too. It can allow you to pass your opponent in a different way in another situation to protect you of your opponent. For this new move, I will give you the same advices as the last move. However, you need to be very precise if you want the ball to pass between your legs. As the last move, you need to be very strong on the ball and very quick.
What move is the most used in game, Lou?
There is not a move more used than the other. They are very different. You can use both of them, but in different situations. In other words, use the move you like the most and master the most.
You can see that in the video, Lou is doing a pass. We name it a direct pass in basketball. It's when the ball arrives at the receiver's chest without touching the ground. What's important here is to know that the receiver has to present his hand to get the ball. After, you see that I'm going to do a layup.
But what is a layup, Leah?
A layup is a kind of shoot near to the basket. For simplicity, you have to dribble with your opposite hand at the circle to put distance between your ball and your defender. You have to stop your dribble at the same time that you are going to do your double step. Clearly, if you want to do this move in the right part of the playground, you have to start the move with the right foot, like you can see in the video. In contrast, if you want to do the move in the left part of the playground, you have to put your left foot firstly. When you do a layup, you necessarily have speed, and you have to transform your speed in height to get closer to the circle. It will be more easier for you to score. Obviously, they are not the only move you can do in basketball, but they are surely the most well-known. Furthermore, the layup shown by me is also a basic double step used in basketball, such as the push-up that we have already presented for you in another video.
Now, with this in mind, let's move on to different game principles. In this part of the video, we'll talk about the basketball's logical. As you can see there, the defender, who is Leah, chooses to make a high defense. Indeed, she is very close to me and late, so I can easily attack to the basket with a very strong and quick start with a powerful dribble with my right hand. In this sense, she is taken against the grain. Finally, I can go alone to the basket to finish with a layup, as Leah has explained you before. To surpass your opponent, what is important is to know that you have to be very flex on your knees to attack the hip of your opponent. It will be more difficult for him to come back quickly on defense. Here, the feint can be very useful to surpass the defender. Look at Stephen Curry, who is a good illustration of this. Let's see this extract of an NBA game.
Curry finds some room, fires, and it hits!
The player makes a shot feint, so his defender jumps to block his shot, but doesn't succeed. But if the defender climbs on you, what do we have to do, Leah?
Oh, that's a very good question, Lou. If the defender stays far away from you, you mustn't hesitate to shoot. In other words, the best to do is to trust in you. Do what you think is the best for you with your capacities and your qualities. Don't forget to trust in you, it's very important. Obviously, it's important to assess the distance between you and your opponent, but there is no truth in basketball. Accumulate fans, do what you think is right in the moment, take risk. What's your opinion about that?
Disputable, other people argue that basketball is a sensational sport, you know. Indeed, the best way, as to me, to play is to listen to your feelings. If your body tells you to shoot, even if your opponent is close to you, because you know that it's your favorite spot, don't hesitate to shoot. It's surely the right way to do. No one knows what is best for you better than you. I agree with these people. The best players, as Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Stephen Curry, do unlikely things that no coach have said to do. However, everyone is free to make their own opinions.
To conclude this episode of our rubric, you just have to understand that every move you will make needs to be made very fast and very strongly. Without this power and this speed, you can be precise and impactful. I think that if you have just one thing to remember, this is the most important to keep in mind. Are you agree with me, Liu?
Yes, I do. If you watch the best players of the world, you will be able to notice it. Have you something more to say, Leah?
Yeah, I just want to finish by underlining that the vision of the game, your choice and your feeling are very important too. They will be very useful in different situations. Trust in them, trust in you, and everything will be okay. Sure, you have to listen your coach and listen your team, but everything will be okay. Thanks again to every our listener. Thanks for watching our video. We really hope that our video can be useful for you. Take care of you and go to training. It was Lou and Leah for your basketball date in ESPM.